Welcome to Matt Tries. I'm not in a menu this time, or the starting page. Instead, I'm actually inside the game proper. And what you're seeing here is a game called Rust. It's being made by Sucker Punch, I believe is the name. The same guys who made Garry's mod. And essentially what they wanted to do is combine the ideas of Minecraft and DayZ, and apparently a few other ideas here and there. So essentially you got a game that's all about collecting different basic essentials and trying to protect yourself against the elements, as well as other players, actually, for the most part, too. I have tried playing this game in the public servers. The public servers are full of all kinds of freaking foreign hackers. A lot of them are calling out as Korean, but I can't guarantee that, although those people too tend to be a bit nuts at trying to figure out game programming and how to break it. There are also servers that are modded servers, so apparently there are servers with additions and changes and so forth. One of the other servers I was previously on, also earlier, was a server that instead of waiting around for your item to craft, automatically crafted it for you. And as you can see from looks around us, there's fuck all for people around here. Apparently the maximum amount of people this server can hold is 50. And to be honest, since that's helping with the lag, actually I'm going to try and see if I can tweak this. Back up. Then back to the game. Not entirely sure. Actually, that brought the frame rate way down. So, a little bit back. The frame rate's still kind of sputtering. Well, it's in the 20s now at least. Yeah, the game is obviously still in more or less alpha. They're still tweaking out things and fixing problems, and the hack jobs that are literally hacking the game to kill people is definitely something they needed to have words about. Now, I can see that there's a house over here. Hopefully, whoever that is not a complete total douchebag, but we can't guarantee that. So, instead of trusting to luck, we're going to trust to hiding. Because, again, that's another player, and players can do whatever they want to other players, including killing them for loots. So what we're going to do is we're going to head around the mountainside here a little bit and try and find a crafty place to set up a new house. Because before I did start recording, I actually started collecting quite a bit of stuff already. I don't want to be too far away from the field that I can't find it, but at the same time I don't want to be so close that the guy instantly finds me. and if he decides to be an asshole, will take it out on me. So, hitting tab, you get your inventory, you get your crafting panels. You can turn on and off the panels at the top of your screen. And I have not hit any wildlife yet, although I hope to find some soon, especially since I found such a nice, mineral-rich place. But, what I have found... Ooh, yes. I will craft that actually right away. Much better, essentially, mining item. It's not as good as the actual hatchet, but it's a far faster usable item for the exact same job as the stone here, and it will also be very useful when we go into hunting mode. So when we have to chase after animals, I can still tomahawk them with the stone hatchet here. Obviously the normal metal-made hatchet will be better, but for right now I don't have metal, at least not any metal that's ready, so we'll use what we can get. Wood shelter is what we want. And sorry about the sneezing. Alrighty. So in order to place items, we need to put them into our hotbar. There's only 6 spots in the hotbar. Push the number that it's on. And we'll try and find a suitable place for it to go. We have it set facing the direction that we need to go to towards those fields. And we should have more than enough yet for wood to make a wooden door. Craft that baby out. Slap that number 4. And ta-da! Not the greatest house, but it will do. Further crafting, we need a campfire. Campfire is what you need in order to cook your food. Sorry about that. I think that was Skype's fault or something to that effect. As I was saying, campfire. We need this sucker so that we can actually be able to cook the food when we finally find that wildlife that we're looking for. Put it... I usually want to try and put it in a faraway corner, away from the door, just to make sure the door doesn't get caught on it. So, when we go up to it, we use the use button, which is the activation button, which is E, and that'll set the fire. Hit E again to turn it off, and hold E in order to get the options ignite and open, and when we open it is when we can actually put in food. Now then, our trusty new weapon ready. We're on the hunt for more minerals, and especially more wildlife that we can easily track and kill. I am not seeing much in the way of wildlife around here. But maybe we'll get lucky. I'm just gonna keep heading this way and see what we bump into. Oh my god, there's another player. There he goes. Right over that hill. Kind of wondering if he knows something that we don't. Let's have a look-see. Because why you'd go running away from a giant field full of goodies is beyond me, but maybe he's new. And just as paranoid as I normally would be. Oh! Hello! That's a freaking lodge over there is what that is. That is one hell of a huge building. Oh. Oh! can't go there. That clicking you sound, yeah, there's radiation in the game that prevents you from going certain places and going anywhere that you shouldn't go for too terribly long. And that red-shirted guy there is very obviously a zombie. So we may want to stay away from him. But we gotta remember which way we came from, which would be over these hills here. Still looking for possible food. So far, the zombie's the only other living thing I've gotten close to. That's an NPC type creature. Well. Oh, here we go. That looks like a wolf. I don't care because I got clubbing weapon of deadly goodness in my hands. And I can also patch myself up after we're done fighting. Come here, Wolfie. Yeah! Actually, use that bandage quick. Just to make sure there's no more bleeding. And yeah, going to town. Okay, we finally got ourselves a start. Hopefully the next batch of animals we find can be closer to home, but at least we got ourselves a start here. And as you can see, if you look in the lower hand corner, we're already back up to 31 hit points now. You do slowly regenerate your health. And also you cannot let yourself starve, otherwise you will die. So we're going to be trying to rush home here as quickly as possible. Not only to let ourselves heal, but also to get back some of that food in our system and keep ourselves from starving to death. And again, you cannot let the rads go up if you go near a radiation zone. I believe you can get a maximum of 99 rads before you instantly drop dead. I don't know if there's any side effects from going near the rads for long periods of time or what, but all I know is for sure is that 99 rads, you puke your guts out and die. There's gotta be somewhere this way yet. I do remember being able to see the ocean. Okay, there's the ocean. Now, where's the house? There it is. Okay, so use, open, split the pile, split it again, and we'll let all of that sit in there. Try and cook it all as quickly as possible. And in the meantime, did we get some cloth? Yeah, we got some cloth. Not all animals will actually drop leather. Mostly the big ones, like for sure the bears, will drop leather. So, actually, I'm going to open and keep an eye on things. Because as soon as possible, I'm going to probably want to pop some food in my system. There we go. Now, there. There, I just devoured everything we just hunted down. And again, as I was, cloth. There is a section here for armor. First thing we're gonna obviously want to make is a vest. Characters start off shirtless, bootless, and a very cheap pair of pants. So trying to clothe yourself is going to be one of the first things you want to do. Let's make some boots. And I believe there should be enough left over for our helmet, and then all we need to do is make some pants. Alrighty, boots are done. Helmet, can I still make the helmet? Yes, excellent. 3 out of 4 ain't bad. Alrighty, helmet. That out of the way. And we're ready for round 2. Oh my god, the amount of people you can actually see around here if you just stop and look. Because they're kind of running all over the place. Not sure if that's wildlife down there or not. Let's have a look. It looked like it could have been an animal near a bush, but just as likely could have also just been a bush. And it's just looking like a bunch of bushes. Oh, there's some rocks to get over there. How are my stones doing? It's sulfur. It's metal. Only 12 stones. May want to look into that pretty soon. The only way to get metal and stones are from the same thing as well as the sulfur is by heating up these piles of rocks here. There we go. And even though stones are very useful in early game, they're probably not as useful in later game. But you really do need them, so you need to hack a lot of this stuff down. And also in the more busy servers, it's almost impossible to find these nodes, and you need them. So again, I would suggest for now finding a less busy server. Hopefully they'll bring up the respawn rate on those nodes if they do want to keep the busy servers going. But they'll also have to find a way to stop a lot of the hacking that's going on too. I still see no freaking wildlife around here, which is really weird. You'd think there'd be some animals near the ocean. Let's see if there's any wildlife further this way. See if there's anything I can tomahawk chop up here. Let's try hopping up here and seeing if we can get a better point of view of where we're headed. I see lots of rocks. Let's see here. Another stone node. I still am not seeing any animals. It's a very animalless server. I don't know if I'm just not lucky right now, or what's going on with that. Doesn't matter. Another node for me. And once in a while, the server will spaz out like that. And to bring back up your stuff. Another node in there. Is there anything else? Awful lot of trees to not have animals in them. I just can't get over how quiet this server is, despite the fact that I've seen at least 2 people. Alrighty. Oh, radiation. Yep, not going in there. How about further this way? Yeah, I've already got one rad now. Fuck. Yep. And I've completely spawned in a place I do not know where I am. And we gotta start this all over from scratch again. That is also the #1 thing, unless you really have a good weapon, apparently, for zombies. Don't fight the zombies. And if you die, you lose everything. And if you spawn, you'll probably end up in the middle of nowhere. So, joy, apparently. Well, I'm going to continue this. I hope you enjoyed watching until I died. Although I'm sure you found massive enjoyment in watching me getting my ass handed to me by a zombie while I was swinging at him with a hatchet. I'll see you all next time. Later.